Hello, welcome dear guests and the members of the Roseville Rappers Toastmasters Club. Welcome to our meeting. I hope you enjoy your pizza. If you haven't grabbed the food or if you want extra, there's plenty more over there. Feel free to stand up and grab some more. With that, I'm going to start our meeting. Our Toastmaster for today is Chris. So please welcome Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. This is exciting. There's so many of us here. I am going to share our agenda here and then I'll jump in. I am so happy that we're able to have our annual open house, which has not been an annual open house, just like everything else for the last few years. And this time we have a new twist on it. We're in a hybrid format. So hopefully this showcases how well we do in a hybrid situation. Our club, the Roseville Rappers, was established back in October 1990. So we've been here for quite a while. I've only been with the club since August of 2018, but it's worked wonders for me and my career and my personal life. And with just 3 years under my belt, going on 4, it's pretty amazing. So I'm hoping that today we can maybe get a few newcomers to join us and build the club back up to a nice level so we could practice and hone in on our speaking skills. We recently merged with another club back in June called the Aruba Santa Clara Club. So our intent, because Santa Clara is a little far, is that we are going to stay in this hybrid format. So with that, I would like to show you, this is a normal agenda for a weekly meeting. And essentially what we do is we start with all of the roles. What I'd like to do today with having all the guests present is, if it's possible, just go around the room and do a quick introduction of yourself, just 1 or 2 sentences max, so that we could all get familiar with who you are. And I can't really see in the room that well, so I could get...
Maybe I'll guide it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe we'll start with you. Just a few words, like introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, how you heard from us, about us.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Max. I'm here with Aruba HPE. I work on ASIC networking switches. I just joined the ASIC team, and I heard about this from the Slack channel, the Site Roseville channel. Said, I'm through for an open house. There's free pizza.
Yes.
And Toastmasters. I thought, why not? I'm here.
Welcome, Max.
Welcome.
Dan, we'll go with you next.
Okay. So I don't know if they can hear me okay, but Kevin Boyam. I've been here in Roseville for 26 years, I guess. Known Ken Komorensky for all those years. And he did this, but it also conflicted with other things that I had. So anyways, but I saw the sign, the flyer, and I've heard from Ken also.
Oh, awesome.
about this. So happy to be here. Oh, and I'm in HP Labs.
HP Labs. Okay. Carol, I guess.
I'm Carol Sloan. I'm just recently retired as of last month from the state of California. Worked in communications for the Department of Healthcare Services there. And my friend and neighbor Yoli invited me to come today. I was in Toastmasters for a while through my employer and got out of that even before COVID. So looking forward to developing my communication skills again for my new ventures.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Last one guest in the room, I think, is you.
Me. Hi everyone, Kyle Younger. I've been with HP for 11 years in June. 2.5 years ago, they moved from the UK to Roseville. So it was a bit of a fun move because everything shut down when I moved. So trying to get back out there and join some groups. And it's something that I've seen in passing at ERGs for Toastmasters. And just saw the flyer on Monday when I was in the office. So so I thought I'd come along today. And my 11 years with HPE has been with global procurement, supporting the marketing function.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Just a quick check. Everybody signed the guest book, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And then Chris, I'm going to go back to you for
We don't have guests on the, is Nancy,
Is there some guests online?
Nancy's not.
Yes, so Chris will go around the room for the online guests. We have quite a bit of online guests as well today.
We do. Thank you, Oksana. I'm going to start with Nancy. It looks like you're visiting from another division. Is that correct?
I'm actually, yes, I'm visiting. I am your new area director. I just popped in. Oksana invited me this morning, so I thought I'd check in and say hello. This is not an official visit. Don't be scared. I'm also a retired state employee. I'm not with HP, but my sister-in-law was. And my home club is in the Natomas area of Sacramento. It's called Capital Captivators, and we're currently meeting completely online. So I'm very fascinated to see how this hybrid thing works. Thank you.
Excellent.
Welcome.
Welcome. Okay, I am working my way down to Rick Reed, and you have to excuse me because I've been out for about a month. So if anybody is already an established person, excuse me because I don't know if Rick is or not. Are you a guest?
He's
Yeah, I'm pseudo guest. I'm Rick. I'm a founding member of the Aruba Toastmasters Club. It was recently.
Oh,
I'm definitely new to Roseville. Actually, last week was my first attendance, and I had such a good time. I'm coming back for more.
excellent.
That'll do it for me. Happy to be here. Nice to see the full room in there. Thanks for sending us pizza.
We can pretend. Thank you, Rick. And I recognize Brad. Are you visiting with us today, Brad?
No, I'm a part of the same group that Rick was a part of, the Aruba Toastmasters. And
Okay.
I've visited you guys a few times now. So I'm based out of North Carolina and I'm a salesperson for Aruba. I've been with them for just over 7 years.
Nice. Well, it's wonderful to have you. Love the accent. Love Carl's accent as well. You guys could get away with murder, say anything you want. It sounds good. So you already have a leg up on us. Okay. Let's see, who else do we have? Natasha.
Thank you, Chris. Hello, everyone. My name is Natasha, and I live in Roseville with my family. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I heard about Toastmasters back in India when I was in my college, but I couldn't pursue or I couldn't attend any club. And here, my husband's coworker suggested, because I was looking to improve my speaking skills, and also I love networking. And I work in the human resource industry. So I thought what better than, starting off. And I'd like to thank Mr. Monty for sending me the invite. And look forward to meeting you all in person soon. Thank you.
Great.
Well,
Have you?
Excellent. Okay. And then Shweta, are you a guest?
No, I am part of HPE. I'm based at Santa Clara here, and I'm part of Oksana's business function, that is business organization, business operations within Aruba. And this is my second session in the
excellent.
Toastmaster sessions.
Great, wonderful. Thanks for attending.
Thank you.
And then we have Mitzi.
Hi everyone, I'm Mitzi Copenhaver. I also work with Oksana and Shweta and Gina. And so this is my first time here. I saw the open house and I thought this would be a great way to get an introduction to Toastmasters. So thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. We're happy to have you. And then I believe Gina.
Hi everyone, I'm Gina Prosser. Coming up in about almost a year with HP, came on as a contractor to work with Oksana, Shweta, and Mitzi on the Silver Peak integration. It's so nice to see everyone's face. Apologies that you cannot see mine right now. I'm excited about learning how to develop my communication skills and hoping it allows me to grow personally as well. Thank you.
Excellent. Welcome, Gina. With that, I am going to share the agenda again and jump in so that we have enough time to cover everything. And I did notice that we have a few roles that need to be filled, and we typically do this at the beginning of each session if we haven't already filled the role. So today we have a grammarian open, and then I believe Rick has already, he's already volunteered to be the vote counter. Is that right, Rick? Rick, I don't
Absolutely.
hear you. Okay, thank you. Is there anybody that could step in for Bryant today? He had a refrigerator issue at home, and be the grammarian.
I can do it.
This
Perfect.
is
Byron?
Byron, yes.
Great. Nice to see you, Byron.
Thank you. Thanks.
Our meeting theme this week is trivia, and I know it's a random theme, but it's something that was on my mind because if I'm on the end of trivia where the question is being asked, I'm awful and I don't like it. It's like I don't retain trivia, and even if I know the answer, if I'm put on the spot, I'll blank out. It's this crazy thing. That's why I'm in Toastmasters, I guess. But I've been using trivia for my team meetings, and I've got a global team that stretches from India to the Philippines to Canada to here. And so it's fun to do a few trivia questions in the beginning of the meetings to bring everybody together and kind of let everybody relax and have fun. So that's why I chose that theme. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to our joke master, Yoli. And if you have anything to say about trivia yourself, you can add that as well.
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're happy to have all of you and guests. About trivia, sometimes a lot of questions goes above my head, but I do my best to do it. My job as a joke master is to warm the environment a little bit before we go to serious stuff. So it was this middle-aged guy that he considered himself super handsome. And he says, I'm looking for a perfect wife that eventually will be my wife. He goes to this dating app and he just sent a message to this woman and she replied right away, like, yes, I want to meet with you. The guy says, she doesn't have a picture. And sorry of me, he didn't have a picture in his profile. So it was kind of like a blind date. So he says, well, being so handsome, why if I go to this blind date and this woman is ugly, what I'm gonna do? So he went immediately to his cell phone and he found an app, and the app was called Mom Will Save You. And what the app used to do is when you're going to your date, you program in your app, and when you have, the app give you some time for meet and greet, and like 10 minutes, 15 minutes after this, the app prompt a call, and it's gonna show in the ID as mom is calling you. So you can, if you feel that your date is great, you just say, oh, my mom is calling me, I'm call her later, ignore the call. But if your date is not as good, you have to answer and you say, Mom, what's up? What is wrong? And you just kind of like narrated it that I have to go. Well, the guy went to the date, went and meet this woman, and she was so beautiful. Like he couldn't really stand like how pretty. She was like, oh my God, I'm so lucky. I cannot even believe it that I got a blind date. 3 minutes after, her phone rings and it says, Mom, and she answers, Mom, oh, what's up? What is wrong? I hope you guys enjoy the meeting. Back to you, please.
That was a good one. All right. Next up, we have our grammarian, who is Byron this week.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Today I am serving as grammarian, and I thought I had my script in front of me, and I do not. Please bear with me for a second. But you guys know the grammarian is, their job is to look for fancy words, provide the word of the day. In addition to that,
Yep, and also the grammarian pays attention to everybody's speech and the grammar that they're using,
yes,
and any specific words that stand out. Yeah.
Yes, I'll be looking for specific words that stand out. And I was busy looking for my word of the day, so I got a little sidetracked. I'm going to put that in the chat for you because it's a word that I've actually never heard of. So I thought it would be fun to use it. Word of the day is habitude. And that is the state of being dull or lethargic. An example, little Timmy was smoking reefer all day, and it caused him to be in a state of habitude. So I'll be interested in seeing how everyone brings this word to life in their speeches and in the impromptu parts of the meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you, Byron. Luckily, this meeting's not on Monday because I was in that state of habitude. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it wasn't due to reefer. It was due to no lack of sleep on Sunday night. Anyway, up next, we have Oksana as our timer, and she was also the Sergeant of Arms. So she's going to speak about both of those roles.
Right, so Sergeant of Arms, I set up the room before the meeting, I cleaned it up after the meeting. I was also a lobby greeter, so for everybody who came in today through the lobby, I escorted you to the room, and after the meeting, I will escort you back out of the room. That's the policy of HPE. That's as far as my role is concerned. I will also be a timer. So what I will be timing is prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations of the prepared speech. When the timing is different for each one, we will announce more when we go into those specific type of speeches, what the timing is, but there are 3 type of warnings that I will show. And I wanted to get your opinion on what you can see on the screen there. Can you see the light? Or it's too far away? Too far away.
Too far away. Too far away.
How about the cards? Too far away?
Kind of.
No, we could see it. And if we're not in presentation mode, it should be more apparent. So.
And also, when I time, I can do this.
That's better.
And when I do this, is the card better?
Yeah.
Or the light?
The card probably.
The card, okay. So I'm gonna be using the cards, and my first warning will be green. That means you met your minimum time requirements. Then I will use yellow if it is getting a little bit towards the end, and then red when it's time to wrap up. And when we are closer to the specific type of speeches, we will speak specifically what the timing of those are and when I will be showing this timing. So that is my role, and I'm going to hand it back to you, Chris.
Thank you, Oksana. You are a multitasker today. Next up, we have Siobhan as a Wizard of Oz.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Hello, fellow Toastmaster and the guests. The purpose of my role, the Wizard of Oz, is to note the words and sounds that are used as crutch or pause fillers for anyone who speaks. During this meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and I'll also listen for filler sounds, which is like and I'll also note whenever a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as this means, and at the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. The purpose of my role is to make you aware of how much of these filler words you use in your conversations, and by reducing them, we can increase the impact of our spoken words. So that would be my role. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Siobhan. Well said. Next up, we're going to the vote counter. Rick, I almost skipped over you after all that, Rick.
All that. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. Welcome other Toastmasters and guests from in the room in Roseville and around the rest of the world, wherever we all happen to be. Quick bit of trivia in the theme today. I don't know if anybody was watching the track and field world championships this past weekend, but it was interesting. A piece of trivia for me was a woman named Sarah McLaughlin obliterated the world record in the 400 meter hurdles, sub 51 seconds for the first time as a woman ever. But the piece of trivia is she did that in the 400 meter hurdles. And if she had run in the 400 meter flat, no hurdles, that time would have got her 7th place.
Wow.
So fast, even without hurdles. So that's kind of interesting. 10 will be our vote counter. So typically Toastmasters will judge or vote on who the best speaker, who the best evaluator, and for those of you who don't know what's coming, surprise, the best spontaneous speech of the day. So I will be tallying up those votes as we go forward. And by the way, a quick note, somebody in the room should reach out to me privately because I'll need some in-room coordination on your side. So somebody.
So for the people in the room, you have, if you don't have a computer, you have a paper like this. I believe we will only have to choose table, topic, speaker, voting situation. That's the very bottom little part of this big thing, which is perforated. You can off. So when we are in the voting situation, we'll put the names of who to vote for on the board. You can write the name you want and give it to me. I'll collect those and pass over to you. And for the people in the Zoom session,
Zoom session folks, just message me directly. And Oksana, if I may be so bold as to suggest, there's a lot of people in that room. You don't have to do everything. maybe somebody, even a guest, could volunteer for this role, for the in-room counter real quick.
I looked at Philip twice, so he was a volunteer.
I can do it, but I don't have that.
Yeah, I'm logged in. So I can.
So after you write a little paper, please pass it over to Philip.
Okay.
Not me.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Delegation is good. And thank you for that bit of trivia. That will be out of my brain in 10 seconds, unfortunately, not your fault. Up next is the prepared speeches. So I will now hand it off to Philip.
Thank you, Chris. I'm not giving the speech today, but Marie Noel is, and I'm going to be evaluating her speech afterwards. So I get to introduce her objectives for her speech today. She's presenting a project from Pathways, and the title of the project is to inspire her audience. So some of the things she's trying to do with this speech, give a speech that inspires us. She's going to try to be engaging, entertaining, and moving, and try to be aware of the audience response to what she's saying so that she can kind of adapt to that as she goes along. This is a 5 to 7 minute speech, and the title of Marie Noel's speech today is Finding the Keys to Overcome Failure. Welcome, Marie Noel.
7 years ago, I joined Toastmasters to overcome my fear of speaking in public. Anyone knows that fear? It took me 2 or 3 years, and then I finally started to get more comfortable speaking here at the club. But then I knew a member of that helps. To take it to the next level, I participated in my first Toastmasters speech contest. I had no hope of winning, really. For sure there'll be some seasoned contestants there. I had nothing to lose. I gave it my best shot. Maybe that's why I didn't feel that nervous that day in front of a crowd of 100 strangers. Did I win? Of course not. I didn't win a contest, but I had proven to myself that I could speak in public, and that was a big win for me. After that, I participated in more contests. I never won. I grew frustrated from these failures. What was wrong with me? I sensed there to me something to do with my speech content. I had listened to many winning speeches. I could tell what they were doing right, but I didn't know how to fix my speeches. I didn't know how to find the keys to overcome my failure. Until a month ago, when I crossed paths with Verity Price. Verity Price was the 2021 Toastmasters World Champion. I heard her speech, a perfect, flawless speech. It's not what impacted me. What did is the keynote she gave a month ago. The 4 steps to writing a winning speech. As soon as I saw the title, I thought, that is it. She has the keys I need. I have to listen to it. Verity starts her 30-minute keynote talking about the amount of work it takes for a world winner to write a speech. It's not a speech you write overnight or alone. It takes as much work as an athlete going into the Olympics. You need help from a mentor, usually a prior world winner, and you need to be open to feedback, a lot of feedback. Guess how many clubs world champion visit with their winning speech prior to the contest? Any guess?
20.
25.
40 clubs. That's feedback from hundreds of members.
Oh, man.
I bet at the end, there's not a single line left untouched from their original speech. Luckily, I'm not trying to be a world winner. I only want to win a district level for now. Finally, Verity got into 4 steps I've been waiting for. Step 1, pick a message that you feel emotionally connected with. This way you can best connect with your audience, put them in your shoes. 2, make your message short and concise. A short message can be repeated, you can hammer it in your audience head. 3, build in suspense, anticipation. Speak slowly with pauses. That will keep your audience on the edge of their seats. And 4, tie it all together in your conclusion. Repeat the main highlights. Finish with a call to action and your title. Of course, I was not winning. I was doing it all wrong. My message was not clear. I was not connected to it. I didn't finish with a good call to action. Now I know what I need to do. I got the keys to overcome my failure. It's going to take some time and some work. I'm like a 3-year-old. He just learned his alphabet. He has to learn to read. I've got the keys. I need to learn to use them. It's going to take some work, but I know I can improve. I am on my way to success. Hello, Toastmasters, guests. If you faced a failure, you don't have to give it up. Just find some help. Find a mentor, somebody who has faced similar challenges. Find help from friends, coworkers. Go to Google, YouTube. They have all the answers out there. You just need to dig deep enough to find them. Myself, I joined Toastmasters to overcome my fear of speaking in public. And then Verity gave me the keys to overcome my failure in speech contests. She showed me the path to success. How about you? Are you going to do what it takes to overcome your failure? Thank you.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much, Marie Noel. Well done. Up next, we're going to move on to table topics. And today we have Ken hosting table topics.
Before you start, would you like timing reports from me?
Yes, please.
5:37, so Marie Noel qualifies as a speaker.
Good job.
Perfect.
All right, everyone, I'm going to usher us into what I call the fun part of the meeting. Not that it hasn't been so far, but this is like the most fun part of the meeting. That's when we're going to practice our impromptu speaking skills, okay? So what I have prepared for people is a set of questions about trivia, and may even test your trivia a little bit even. We're going to find out. So you'll be put on the spot a little bit maybe. And I have multiple questions. And please, I do not want to put anybody into a state of heptitude, okay? Aptitude. All right. And first of all, I expect none of my speakers are invited up here to put people in an heptitude state. And also, you must use the word also in your speech. So 2 things you got to do now. Don't put people to sleep and use the word. With that said, I'm going to ask for some volunteers. And I want to make sure we get a few of these in here because this, again, is super fun. So I'm going to go ahead and ask for a volunteer. Who wants to come up here and talk about trivia? And I'll give you a question. Oh, yeah.
Before this, could you go over the timing, please?
Oh, thank you. Yes. I was wondering what I forgot. Okay. So the time for your impromptu speech is 1 minute, which sometimes seems really short, but sometimes seems really long. Okay. Depending on the situation I put you in. And the maximum is 1:30. If you go 1:30, you better shut down or you will not get a chance to win the vote. And we all want to win the vote. Okay. So that's essentially what you want to do. Get the green, get the red and stop. That's basically what you want to do very simply. Okay, with that said, I'm going to ask for a volunteer either from out there or from the room. Who wants to volunteer? All right, Brad, thank you for being the first victim here. So, sorry, the first participant here. Sorry, I got a little slip there. So, the University of Colorado Trivia Bowl is one of the most famous in the world. You may not have heard of it ever, but some of the best trivia players have actually started or rooted in that particular bowl. In fact, people from Jeopardy and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire have actually competed in that particular tournament every year. So, Brad, I'm going to ask you, what's your favorite trivia show on TV? And if you don't like trivia shows, give me another game show you happen to like, more than trivia. Tell me why you don't like trivia.
Absolutely. First, I need to tell you that my youngest son just got his wisdom teeth removed. And whenever we were pulling him from the car, he was definitely in a state of hebetude. So let's go ahead and get that one out there first.
Nice. That's how you do it.
All right. Favorite trivia show on TV is Weakest Link. And my wife and I typically watch that at night, late, right before going to bed. And I'm surprised at how much information that I'm able to learn from that show. We also like other trivia shows like Jeopardy, etc. And we even play Jeopardy. I mean, we even play trivia sometimes here at the house when we have friends over. That's a lot of fun. We kind of have a game. We divide up, see who gets the higher score. So we have a lot of fun with it. Trivia is definitely a part of our lifestyle, but Weakest Link by far, I think, is probably the favorite. It does create areas of suspense. You get to see this competitive rivalry of who gets out first. Sometimes there's teams that form. Really exciting show to watch. I would just encourage you to check it out if you haven't. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad. It's a great choice. I happen to agree. It's a really good show. All right. So next question I'm actually saving for someone in the room because you'll see why in like 2 seconds. Okay. So someone from the room, please volunteer for the next question. I get really scared now. Someone in the room do it, or am I gonna pick like a guest or something? All right, Kevin. My buddy Kevin. All right.
Yes.
Okay, this is gonna be a pretty challenging one. This is perfect for you. Okay. So the previous bowl I talked about was called the Colorado Bowl, whatever it was. Okay. Now they're a feeder into a much bigger tournament that happens every year, and actually the acronym for that is TRASH. All right, it's called TRASH. So I'm going to ask you, why do you think it's called TRASH, or why should a big tournament be called TRASH? And I will tell you the first word. The first word is, I can look it up, the first word. The first word is actually testing. Sorry, testing. So you can talk about this or talk about whatever, but you can divert us if you want to, but that's what it's called. Oh, God. What do you think, Kevin?
About trash.
Okay, I have a question before we start.
Sure.
Which way should I be facing? Board here, but in general, I should be facing this.
Yeah, in general that way, but just remember trash, like the grouch or whatever fits in the trash.
Feel free to use the prompt.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ken. Appreciate that introduction and challenging topic. As it turns out, trivia is one of my least favorite things. So this is a really adventurous opportunity for me. And I will probably go back to my cube and curl up and be in a state of hebetude. I really need to see the spelling of that. But trivia. So TRASH, as an organization for trivia, is a pretty interesting name. TRASH, starting with testing, and then I guess I'd have to go on what other words could possibly be in here. Testing, rehabilitation comes to mind for an R for me when it comes to trivia. Trivial Pursuit, least favorite game of all. And I don't even watch the online trivia shows, so I'm not doing trivia justice here, I understand. So for me, TRASH really does fit. So testing, rehabilitation, and some heptitude, I think is probably what TRASH really stands for overall.
Nice.
So that's kind of my guess at TRASH. And
well, thank you. You were actually very close. I'll say for a good job, Dave. You're very close. Good job. That's really cool. You did exactly what you did with it. That was perfect. For those of you who really care, testing recall about strange happenings. Test your recall about strange happenings. So you're very, very close. I'll give you an A for that one. No problem with that. All right. That was awesome. Okay, so next I got more questions that are just like that. So, no, it's kidding. That was probably the hardest one. Who wants to go next? Who wants to go next? Room or out there, it doesn't matter. I think you scared him away, Kevin. I don't know. I scared him away. Someone scared him away. Someone do it. I could do another guest. You know, never. Well, you want to take a shot? What's your name again right here? You want to take a shot at this one?
Oh, Kyle.
Come on up. Sorry.
It's all right.
Our people have been here forever, did not save you, so blame them. Don't blame me.
There's no right answer here.
Don't blame me. Okay, now, you've been trying to get on Jeopardy forever. You finally got on it.
I don't know what Jeopardy is.
Oh. You know what type of... Okay, it doesn't matter.
It's a quiz show.
It's a quiz show. Okay, this is okay. Yeah. It's going to work. It doesn't matter. Okay. A cool quiz show you just got on. Someone sees you and they love you. You know, they want to help you cheat to win. Okay. And they're going to say, hey, I want you to give me the 2 topics you're best at. You can win. You can get every single trivia question right if you give me these 2 topics I should put into the game. So what 2 topics would you tell your cheating friend to put in there for you so you end up winning the tournament?
That's my what 2 topics?
Yes,
right?
what 2 topics you would kill everyone in?
Okay. Why don't I just start talking?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So my 2 topics would be to start with how to be a Brit in America. I think there should be a dictionary, quite honestly, for when you arrive. There are things that just sometimes correlate, sometimes do not at all. I have stood at many a challenging moment, be it in a restaurant, being in the Galleria or something, where people just look at me blankly. Trash being one of the things. It's rubbish in the UK. If you say something's rubbish here, it's even if you're stood with a trash bag in your hand, it still takes a good few minutes for people to really get where you're going with that. And also our sarcasm is very difficult for the Americans to get. So honestly, I'm hoping to join Toastmasters, so please take my sarcasm. It's very dry humour. I try to be funny. Sometimes it's just painful and awkward. But then the other piece that I would say, my other topic would be around singing. I used to sing when I was much younger. My voice failed me on several occasions and my mum wanted me to pursue it, but I decided to go down the corporate route, and that is why I'm here today at Hewlett Packard Enterprise.
Good job. Trivia.
Thank you.
All right, unfortunately, I'm probably out of time. I have 3 more, but that's not going to happen. So you guys have to come back. I'll save them for next time you guys come back. All right, we can pick this up right where we left off. If you want to, maybe not want to. I don't know.
Yes.
For not using the word.
Yeah, we forgive them for sure. You pull on a rookie, man. You give him some slack. So we're good.
Okay, you go over the time report. I guess we'll count it for you that you have used the word of the day.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Since you're a guest, but Kevin, great job for being first up here and still using the word. So timing, Brad 105, Kevin 113, Kyle 116. So everybody qualified, everybody used the word of the day.
All right.
So please vote for Brad, Kevin, or Kyle. And on your little paper, submit it over to Philip.
Okay.
In the Zoom session, please submit it in a private chat to Rick. Private chat.
All right, excellent. You guys can continue voting while I continue with the meeting. The table topics are complete, and thank you, Ken. You are always fun with the table topics. I really enjoy your table topic questions.
Thank you. All right, it was fun. It's always fun giving them out. Always fun giving these guys.
Thank you.
Up next, I am going to hand it over to Byron, who is our general evaluator today.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Byron Melton, general evaluator for today's meeting. And first off, does anyone have anything they want to say about the meeting, what they've observed? Please, this is the time for feedback. Okay, well, I'll say this. I will start off with the initial speech by Marie. And yeah, I thought, number one, extremely motivational. Just, really some good nuggets of wisdom. A couple things that Marie Noel did that I liked was she used some thoughtful sayings. And the motivational part, I thought that was really resonated with me, was she made herself vulnerable. She said, she had a fear of speaking publicly. So to me, it sounded like she wanted to join Toastmasters to overcome this fear. How do you conquer this fear? And something that really stood out for me was the phrase where she said, it's given me the keys, or it gives me the keys. And I think when you look at making a change in mindset, which overcoming a fear is, you have to have some kind of a pathway, no pun intended, but a way to get there, or be given the keys to that success. She also talked about the path to success. When you look at Toastmasters, anyone who's gone through pathways, they structure it to where there's a certain level that you have to go through. So maybe you'll start off by just giving a general speech, introducing yourself, a simple topic, and then you go on to something of the nature of, okay, now tell a story, now show the some visualization, now be really demonstrative with your emotions, show some different facial different types of gestures and things of that nature. So she talked about the path that she's on, the reason behind it, and I thought that was really great. And I thought those two sayings were something that really stood out for me. In addition to that, let's go on to the next step.
Yeah, you should call for the speech evaluator.
We're kind of running out of time here.
Okay, all right. Let's go to the speech evaluations, and then from there we can go to the timers report and vote on the favorite evaluator.
Great. Thanks, Byron, for sharing some of your thoughts on Marie Noel's speech. And I took some notes, so I'll be sharing my own thoughts in evaluating the speech that Marie Noel gave us today. Marie Noel, I first of all loved how relatable and personal this topic was. You picked a topic knowing that this was an open house that kind of touched on Toastmasters and that experience for you. You started off by talking about, the fear of public speaking is really what you got you into this group, knowing that everyone in the room can probably relate to that because we're all here for Toastmasters to get over the fear of public speaking. So I think just picking a topic that we could all relate to got you in the door to start with. And then you didn't just talk in generalities. You gave us very specific examples from your life. The fear that you got over of just speaking for the first time, the fear of presenting at a contest for the first time, and then the struggles you've had since then trying to win a contest. And you were giving us all these examples from your life. So I love that this wasn't some general story. This was your story, and you shared all the details with us. You were an open book. So I thank you for sharing that with us. Another thing I liked, it was a small thing, but you used a little humor. Now, this wasn't a humorous speech. There are speeches where you're just supposed to make the audience laugh as much as possible. This was an inspirational speech, but you can use humor in any speech to connect with your audience. And there were a couple points I specifically noticed. One was, did I win the speech contest? Of course not. And then another one, which was, I don't want to be a world champion. I just want to win the district contest for now. And you kind of use that pause, a little twist to your words. You just use it a couple times, but I think sprinkling a little bit of humor through the speech helped keep us engaged, helped it from getting too dull, helped keep us from getting into a state of habitude during the rest of your speech. And then there was just a long list of little devices that you worked in. I know you've been a Toastmaster for many years, so I was catching all these things. You used a metaphor when you talked about you felt like a 3-year-old learning the alphabet. You used a direct question, how many clubs do you think a world champion has to visit? And you waited for us to answer. You had some great long pauses in between sections of your speech, so we knew when you were transitioning from one to another. Great on contact throughout. And you had a very direct call to action at the end. At the end, it wasn't about your journey, it was now about ours. What are we going to do to overcome our fears? So all just this huge checklist of things that I know you've picked up by giving many, many speeches in Toastmasters, and you were able to work them all into this one speech. My main suggestion
would just be on volume. And I know this is something you've worked on and have gotten better with over the years. Now, I could hear you great. I was sitting right here, a foot away from you. There was nothing wrong with your volume as far as I was concerned. I didn't know in the room how good the microphones are. And there was such a contrast. You sat down, Ken was the next speaker to come up and he was like, all right, it's time for table topics. And I was like, oh, wow, that is volume. So, I didn't have any problem hearing you, but it's something I think you could continue working on, just really finding moments in your speech to really emphasize and bring that volume up. I think would increase the dynamic range a little bit. So that was my only suggestion. As far as structure, delivery, everything was great. I enjoyed listening to your speech today. I think it was really appropriate topic for this open house. So I'm glad that you shared your Toastmasters journey with us today.
Thank you, Philip. I'm just going to step in and get a timer's report.
3:05, so Philip qualifies. And we don't even need to vote for him.
Excellent. Okay, back to you, Byron, with the grammarian's report.
Okay, let's go through the word of the day. We had quite a few people use it. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted 8 times, although I will say that a couple people got twisted up and used the word heptitude instead of hebitude a couple of times. And heptitude, I don't know what that means. I Googled it, and I know there's some paintings and there's a museum in New York that's called Heptitude, and there's a artist on Spotify, but nice. I'm not sure. I think it means something. I don't know. I wasn't able to locate it, but I think Ken, you used it 3 times. One of those was heptitude, and Kevin, you used it twice, and one of those was heptitude, but I knew what you were trying to say, so we give you credit for that. In terms of interesting speech or interesting thoughts, Brad, I always got to give you extra points just for your North Carolina twang. Just, anything you say is just, it's music to everyone's ears. So that's just, it is what it is, as they say. And as I talked about in the general evaluation, Marie Noel with her different thoughts and phrases regarding how she has come along within Toastmasters over the past couple of years was really great as well. That's the grammarian report for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Byron. Next, we have Siobhan as a Wizard of Oz.
Thank you, Chris. Here is my report. So I counted 1 so and 1 and for you, which is quite impressive given the amount of talking you did today. For Rick, I counted 1 and 1 but. For Oksana, there was 1 so, 2 ands, 1 and 1 Philip, you had 4 2 and, 2 you knows and 1 so. For Mary, I would just like to give you a compliment because there was one moment where you used a pause, which could have been a place where there could have been filler words. So that was very well done. Nice. Towards the end of your speech, you had 1 repeat. You just repeated, you don't have to. Ken, you had 5 so's. So I think so is your crutch word. So probably you can work on that. Dad, you had just 1 so. Not really your crutch word, but quite good there. So Kevin had 1 2 2 so's and 2 ands. Kyle had 6 So that is your crutch word. The crutch word of the day for you is Byron, you had 3 ands. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of counting on the go. 6 2 you knows, 3 so's, and 2 ahs. And probably you spoke for more amount of time, so the list is a bit longer, but this is the list for today, and I guess I might also have had some crutch or filler words which I didn't count. But good job, everyone, and what we have to focus is just to try to replace these filler words with some pauses. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you. Very good. I like how thorough you were, and it really is helpful. Sometimes it stings a little to hear the reality, but it is helpful in the end. With that, with the timing of things, and I appreciate Byron, he went through and talked about the speech and did somewhat of an evaluation there. Typically what we do at this point is we evaluate the meeting as a whole, but because of timing constraints, I'm going to moving on to presenting the awards. So I was supposed to be sent the winner, and
Oh,
I don't
you were?
think.
Oh, I'll do that. Hold on.
Okay, and so while you're doing that, I am going to be announcing the best speaker of the day, which is Marie Noel. And you did a fantastic job, Marie Noel. I've watched you for almost 4 years, and you just keep getting better and better. The best evaluator is Philip, who's hands down my hero in speech. I just want to be Philip. I'm striving to be Philip. Okay. And now, drum roll, please, for the table topics. And the winner is Kevin. Great job. Those were hard table topics too. So
Very hard. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I'll have to, if Kyle, if you join us again, I'll have to talk to you about my bosses from London. And my question is cussing really normal over there? Or am I just bringing out the worst in them?
We can talk in private.
Okay. Do we have any announcements? It sounds like no announcements. I do want to add that we really enjoyed having all of you, all of the guests, and we certainly hope that you'll come back. And this is normal. We have fun every week, so it's not an act. So the next meeting is next week on August 3rd in the Toastmasters Siobhan, and we do not have any scheduled speakers, so we need to fix that. So there's plenty of opportunities at this club to speak and to practice. With that, I thank you. I hope you enjoyed your pizza, and the meeting is adjourned.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right on time.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Time's
That
tough.
was, yeah.